Hello and welcome to the 6th round of the Skill Issue Fantasy Series 021, a race that promises to shake up the leaderboards probably a bit on account of the fact that 3 drivers are tied for 3rd place, I myself in P8. Really love this track, excited to get going. Let's go right into that hot lap. So let's talk about why I love Donington Park so much. This circuit is made for speed and it's a very fast lap. I think some of my worst laps are like a minute 10 in that ballpark. It's not a very long lap at all. The first sector is a lot of left to right sweeping, and those sweeping turns end in a top of the hill blind double right-hander. That's always a little bit terrifying, but I love to do it. Later on the track, there's a chicane that makes it very hard to overtake. And in fact, the only overtaking spots in this track that I've experienced really are back-to-back hairpins right at the end. That's the dangly bit that you see on the track map. I love this circuit so much. Just gonna let the hot lap play out and get back to you with the results.
The leader has just done a 106.24. The leader has just done a 105.82.
So in the end, it is home countryman Lewis Hamilton taking pole, Max Verstappen behind him, 0.3 of a second back thereabouts in P2. Charles Leclerc takes P3, Lando Norris best of the rest, and I myself qualify a career best P6 around Donington Park. Love it so much. Gonna stop talking, just gonna go right into that first lap. Let's go. So it is 5 green lights and very nearly losing a position right on the first corner, but in fact outbreaking the competition and working my way up to P3 around that first corner, but then very quickly losing it down to P4 behind the Ferrari Charles Leclerc. That's a spoiler for later. There's a lot of Charles Leclerc interaction in this race. Loving the sweepers, just having a good time, right, left, having a good old uphill fight here, trying to keep ahead of Lando Norris behind me, going into the last right that ends the sweepers. And here is the blind turn. The braking point changes as your tires wear out, and in fact, the throttle point changes as your tires wear out. And we leave that uphill turn there, going towards the chicane where it is nearly impossible to make an overtake. It is very easy to get track limits violations though, and in fact, through this race, I got 4 of them there, so close to a penalty. And into the first of the 2 hairpins that end the track, not making any progress, going towards the last hairpin here, but working my way up to P4 from P6 in that first lap and having a great time of it. Let's go. And in fact, we're going all of the way to lap 7 from the first lap here, where a yellow flag slows down traffic. Now, it's hard to make an overtake on this track because there's no DRS zones, there's no real overtaking opportunities until the end of the track with those hairpins. So I'm just going to take this yellow flag, go into the pits, and start on a fresh pair of tires once it's over. So the yellow flag would eventually end, and we find ourselves on lap 11 in P4 here. But as we're coming past the pits, I'm chasing Charles Leclerc. That would be the story of the rest of the race, really. But passing a car in the pits and being 3rd place in the race in the second half, ready for the chase. So 1 lap later, we're at the first section here through the sweepers. Got to move on Charles Leclerc, got the slipstream earlier, putting the battery up on high and keeping him on the inside, taking that position. But as we head towards the first hairpin on that same lap, you'll see Charles Leclerc moves on the inside. I give him plenty of space, but boy, he sure just does fucking run right into the side of me as if I weren't there. That was suspension damage, unfortunately, for the rest of the race. As we go into the last hairpin here, not going to be able to make a move, just got to hang tight and hope for another opportunity in the next lap. So we're on to lap 15, where the blue flagged Haas of Nikita Mazepin will slow up the AI of Charles Leclerc that just kind of parks behind him for some reason. But I've got some track, I've got battery, flexing it on him. I know that the chicane up ahead is not an overtaking spot, so going to squeeze him out of the line, make it up to P2 on lap 15, But remember, those hairpins are coming back to fight. So here is Charles Leclerc diving on the inside, remembering what happened the last time this was a situation, giving him extra space, and he still makes contact with the back of me. Love that so much. Thank you very much, AI of this game. Gonna take the hairpin on the inside this time, gonna make it stick, and then put the throttle down and keep P2 going into the start of lap 16.
Just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good.
End of lap 16 now. You see we're heading back towards the hairpin. Still have Charles Leclerc behind me. He makes the inside move, and I decide to give him more space than last time. But hey, wouldn't you know it, more contact from Charles Leclerc, because the AI in this game is excellent and without fault. Going into the second hairpin, outbraking, outpacing, taking that position back, and trying to get the foot flat. Now, as we go into the start-finish straight at the start of lap 17, you can see Charles Leclerc advancing, but then yellow flag. Issue on track, we got to work our way around, and this would slow down traffic for a while. So as we are working our way through the yellow flag, heading towards the chicane, you can see over there, that is the upside down car of Checo Perez. I don't know how that happened, but we're just going to coast right through. It disappears like literally a millisecond after I took that freeze frame there. Don't know what happened. Unfortunately, the game at the end of this race did not give me a replay option. I don't know if it was a bug or not. The AI crashed or something happened, but an upside down Red Bull saved my race. Love to see it. Now, those double yellow flags would continue all the way to the start of the last lap. I've got Lewis Hamilton ahead of me, who I don't really see myself being able to catch up to, especially on what are now very cold tires. So my main focus is keeping Charles Leclerc behind me and securing P2. Just going to let that last lap play out and enjoy the blocking of Charles Leclerc.
Pit window is now closed. That's a podium.
So that is the end of the race. Home countryman Lewis Hamilton wins. I take my second podium of the season. Thank you very much. And Charles Leclerc stays behind me where he belongs. Very exciting race. There was not a lot going on in the first half, I'm going to be honest. I think for a quarter of the race, I was just chasing down the red Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. But ultimately, a good time. No DRS zones. It was all battery and brakes, baby. Love to do it. And with that, we now have a clear third place Drivers' Championship contender. That is Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen, very close to 100 points. He's leading the race, obviously. Valtteri Bottas, only 2 points ahead of P3 in this race with his teammate Lewis Hamilton. I work my way up to 7th place. Love to see it. Way better than Pierre Gasly, who I don't actually hate, but like he did me dirty last season. So anyways, next race is Spa, the very best track, my very favorite track. Gonna have a great time with that race, hopefully. Won't know until I do it, so until then, bye.